Hello everyone and welcome to this video. So at the Flight Sim Expo, they showed off some new controllers for Flight Sim. And some we already know about, some that came as a surprise. So that's what this video is about, just kind of covering some of the new controllers that were announced. You know, because there's a handful out now of the big ones. So to start off with, obviously we heard about the VelocityOne flight system that Logitech, or not Logitech, sorry, Turtle Beach is releasing. They announced this a while back ago, but this is really our first real look at the flight system itself. So we've seen the picture before, as you see on the screen. It will work for the Xbox, it will work for PC. So here's an actual video of the actual system itself. So it kind of reminds me of you know, the entry-level Logitech system that's already out there. So it'll be interesting to see what the price is, but to have the whole quadrant, you know, throttle quadrant, to have a display on there is kind of cool. You know, it's got the integrated RUDs, like I said, on there, so it's kind of cool for especially for the Xbox, because a lot of gamers don't have that. Switchable status panels, which is really, really neat. The trim wheel, which I'm sure Xbox people are really going to enjoy having access to that. You know, adjustable clamps are pretty standard with the system, but it looks like a really nice system, a really good entry-level Yokes system for people who are interested in flying. So great for Xbox. I think it's made for Xbox, you know, primarily, but then of course will work on PC. So really cool looking system there. Next up was this one that came out of nowhere, the TCA Boeing Yokes system, and this is from our good friends at Thrustmaster. So Thrustmaster had released the Airbus system. Now this is a Yokes system for Boeing's. So this is really, really cool for people who fly a lot of Boeing planes. Really neat looking, looks very high quality compared to their other Yokes system. This one looks really, really, really good. I would say the quality in this one's going to be very similar to the Airbus. They don't have a whole lot of videos. They didn't show up a lot of details with that, but we do have some pictures. And so, you know, this looks like a very similar setup to someone would have at home, but really cool. So you can see on there the throttle quadrant looks really, really nice, very similar to the Airbus system. Has the flaps, has the throttle, has I think it has air brakes on there as well. On the bottom there's more levers and all kinds of buttons on the yoke itself. So this one looks really, really cool for those who are big into the Boeing planes. You can see the clamp system looks really, really nice. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space on there, and you know, it's really cool about the throttle itself is it does have the reversers on it. So very similar, like I said, to what they've done with the Airbus system. They've taken the real-life approach with the Airbus, made it true life with the side stick, and they've done the same thing now with the yoke. So this is really, really cool. And then of course Honeycomb is releasing their alpha and throttle quadrant for Xbox, one that's made for the Xbox itself. And then you can see on the left there was the rudder that was kind of showcased and announced a while back ago, which everyone's really, really looking forward to. It looks really cool, right? Looks very low profile compared to some of the rudders pedals that are out there now. The Xbox yoke, alpha yoke, is slightly different looking, very slightly. The honeycomb pattern in the front is a little bit wider than the one on the PC version. So I'm not sure what was done with that to make it work differently on Xbox versus PC. But it looks like the throttle quadrant is very, very similar to what is currently out there. So this will be really big for Xbox gamers who are wanting to get as true to life, you know, with flying. I say this would be, it's not obviously top tier, but it's going to be high priced, obviously, because each one's like what, $250 itself. So it's going to be a really good system to have, and obviously everyone has had a lot of good chance to play with the Honeycomb systems now, and everyone loves it, including myself. But they did show off this. This is really, really cool. This is the Tango Foxtrot. So a joystick, you know, this is really, really cool because it has a throttle quadrant with it as well. So this would be great for pilots who are big into fighters, pilots who are, you know, just in sticks in general, even with propeller crafts. And then this could easily go with helicopters, right? So again, not a whole lot showing off on this one as well, but what we do have is, you know, from the expo, kind of showing some more pictures and stuff. It will work on Xbox. Has all kinds of cool little switches and buttons on there. And what I think this is going to appeal the most to people is the fact that it's so low profile. It is so low profile. So this is one where if they price it right, let's say $250 for the package, I think that's a heck of a price, and I think it will sell a lot. Now, I don't know if the joystick's going to have a rudder built into it as well. I would say they would, but I don't know, because they're also coming out with the Lima flight chair. Crazy, right? They're going to have a flight chair designed just for the Tango Foxtrot controllers. So this is insane. So what Honeycomb has done, they came out of nowhere with their flight control stuff and just took it by storm. It's a flight sim stuff is very low key. It's not a big market for it. Obviously, Flight Sim 2020 has changed that, but Honeycomb's come in and said, hey, we're going to design some really cool, really high quality stuff for you. So there's a little more look at the Charlie rudders. This is kind of cool, the center console for the Bravo. So the throttle quadrant takes up a lot of space, right? Just like the Yokes system does. And some people put on the desk, some put on the side, you know, depending on how you can do for a setup. Here they come out the way to actually attach something onto the bottom of it, which you can do already as it is. GA trim wheel cover. This is kind of cool. So the trim wheel that's currently on the quadrant is kind of small. It's a complete circle. This one has like some grips on it, which is kind of cool. So this will be really neat to add on to the Bravo itself. Really, really cool. And then they got some clamps. They got a USB hub, which, you know, you can use any USB hub. I have a cheap one from Best Buy that I use. But so really cool that Honeycomb's going even further into their expansion with accessories and stuff here for Flight Sim. So those are the big ones that were announced. You know, high-end stuff compared to just what you can buy from, you know, $20 at your local Best Buy. But hey, let me know in the comments which ones you're excited for the most, or what do you currently use, and go out there and keep flying. I love it. Thanks for watching this video. Please like it, subscribe, and leave your thoughts. Take care, guys.